everybody. So I wanted to share a little bit about what's been going on. We had a attack on one of our animals, one of our chickens, specifically Roadrunner, one of my two Sicilian Buttercup chickens. I'm currently stepping over our electrified fence, which is one of our means of protecting our chickens. I've only been using this electric fence since we moved back to Louisiana. I purchased it shortly before we left Oklahoma and moved back, probably 6 months. But I couldn't find a charger that I liked. I really wanted to save up and buy a solar charger, but I actually ended up using a standard electrical charger that we run an extension cord for. So my chicken that was attached is that little girl all the way in the back there. She has been staying inside during the day. I actually am just I put her back in the run with the rest of the chickens while I was cleaning out her hospital pen inside. I actually have had her inside with her sister, Speedy. That's that lady back over there. These are absolutely some of the most beautiful chickens. Their feathers have all these little spots. They're really, really beautiful, and their comb on the top of their head is a little crown that supposedly looks like a buttercup, which is how they got their names. If she comes this way, she really is. Both of them are beautiful birds. They are significantly smaller than some of our other chickens. You can see her next to that cuckoo marin and that silver-laced Wyandotte. She is much smaller, which is one of the things we think allowed the predator to literally pull her through the electric fence. It happened during a rainstorm, and where they were located, stupidly on my part, was in an area where all of the runoff happens for our drainage, because we are in an area with very low water tables that gets a lot of rain. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit about the security measures that we have been taking since the attack. Thankfully, I was able to find Roadrunner, stepping back over the electric fence. I was able to find her. She was hiding underneath our burn pile. I'm going to actually take you to where she was at and where this all happened, and then I'll show you guys what we are doing about it. So they were outside of our wood fence. When we moved here, we put up 400 feet of wood fencing, and they were out here, and they've been out here before, and we never had a problem. I never had a predator issue the entire time I lived in Durant, and while we were here for the last 6, 7 months, 8 months, until this. So as you can see, so the first place they were out was in this area. As you can see, they take down the grass like a bunch of champs. And then I moved them over here, and it slopes in this direction and then runs where all of that butterfly ginger is, down through this planted catchment area to slow down the water from eroding. There's ginger and irises and a bunch of other things planted in there to help slow the water down and retain some of it. Good permaculture principle of slow it, sink it, spread it. That's what this right here does. So they were right here. Their tractors were right here, and right here. I had the two big tractors and then the little tractor that the babies are in between them. And when I came out here, I saw this. It's still here. This happened 5 days ago. This. And this was on the inside and the outside of the fence, mostly on the inside. And as soon as I saw it, I knew which breed of chicken it was because these feathers are very distinctive. And I saw Sweetie inside the coop, so I knew exactly who it was. So I walked all down here, all over there, all in this area, trying to find evidence. I had a really bad feeling that she was dead. And so I was trying to at least find her body, or the remains of her body, so that I could bury her. But thankfully, the only evidence was those feathers right there. So I kept searching and searching. Based on where it was, I mean, it's right where all of the water runs. As you can see, there's like a drop down. And so I kept walking and looking and came back this way to check on all the other chickens. And I came around. This is our burn pile, one of many, from me limbing up all of the trees that are over here. And I came over this way, and she was literally down in there. Which is, as you can see, I've moved a bunch of branches to try to get to her. She was sitting on an egg. So through all of this, she managed to lay an egg. So I was hopeful that she would be okay. And her wounds are pretty significant. She's got a really deep gash that went into the breast meat on her torso, on her chest, and the underneath side of both her wings is incredibly swollen and is blue, black, and green. I mean, she's bruised very significantly. Her abdomen is full of puncture wounds, but she has proved to be one bad mamma jamma tough chicken. I mean, this girl survived things I don't think one of my dogs would survive. There's one of my pieces of defense right there. When they bark, I listen, especially at night. So, and there's my greenhouse. As you can see, I'm shooting this after Halloween. We haven't taken our decorations down yet. Okay, anyway, on to what we're doing about this. So the first thing we did as soon as I found her, and we had discussed doing this a couple of days before this actually happened, because our kitty cat tuna fish has been getting into some tussles with what we believe is one of the neighbor's cat, a big fluffy gray Persian blue, Russian blue looking kind of cat. And so we were discussing putting up some cameras so that we could get a better idea of what kind of animals and predators we had in the area, and what she would be going, or what tuna would be coming into contact with, because on several occasions we have heard and broken up tussles, and we found that cat in our yard. So as soon as the attack happened, I texted Bobby and I told him to order the trail cams that we were looking at, and he ordered 3 of them. So I have currently put one right here. This one is pointing, here I'll give you a good idea. It's pointing, that's the point of view. So it is keeping an eye directly on the chickens. And then this morning when I came out, I discovered dig marks under where the babies are. They're over here, and they are over here instead of with the others because we've had some really cold nights, and this pole has an electrical outlet on it so that I can hang a heat lamp in there, because since they are bantams with funny they don't have fur, funny feathers, I was worried that they may get cold. Anyway, so when I came out here this morning, I found all of this dirt right here turned up like this, and as you can see, that's exactly the dig. And then it was all dug under here, and if you look, you can see it was all dug up in here, but because they're inside of a dog crate as a run, the wire stopped anything from being able to get into them. One of the things that we did when we began was putting these guys in this crate as a run so that they would be safe. So that's part of it. The second part is electrical fencing, which we're making sure is well placed and very hot. The third thing is the trail cameras. I have 3. I'm going to be putting another one pointing in this direction towards these chickens, and I'm going to put one outside the fence. The third thing, or the fourth thing that we're doing that you can see, is we previously purchased some solar motion security lights that we were going to put on the house, but I am going to attempt to put them on the chicken coops and see if that will deter any animals from trying to come and get my little babies. So motion lights, because most predators have the desire to stay hidden, so as soon as a light pops on in their face, they'll run away. The second thing is the motion camera, so we can figure out what it is, because I hate to say it, but if it's not somebody's dog, it's gonna get eliminated as an issue. And then we're gonna go from there. So if you've never seen it before, this is what happens when you come outside to your ever-loving chickens. Watch them. Good morning, girls. Well, actually, it's afternoon. I've been out here already once today to check on them and to check on our security cameras and see if we caught anything. I'm turning the electric fence off here at the second. It's hard to unplug with one hand without shocking yourself. All right, girls. And so when I checked our cameras, I realized I left the camera facing this chicken run off. I was a little distracted yesterday, so I set it up, but I didn't turn it on. But the other camera I did turn on caught something amazing, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Amazing and incredibly terrifying. So I'm coming out here now to make sure everybody is still okay, and do a head count and make sure none of my babies have disappeared. And last night, as part of my security measures, I set up this. This is a solar panel. It needs to be pointed more this way. And this is the security light. It's LED, has a motion sensor. And it will go off if it senses anything motion here, which is facing this very large azalea bush. And all I did was zip tie it, because depending on the direction I put the chicken tractors next, I wanted to be able to move it if need be. I didn't want to have to take out screws and drill and poke holes in my chicken tractor if I didn't need to, all that kind of stuff. So it's all zip tied. Here it's pointed at this large azalea, because the other direction is our house, and there's already lights over there. So I knew that no animal was going to come close to the house or come from that direction. So I knew motion from this direction was more likely over here, because on the other side of the fence, so right there, is where Roadrunner was attacked. So I figured these chickens are really pushing my nerves. All I'm trying to do is keep them safe. I just want my chickens to be safe. And I've had to clip both wings on several birds because they won't stop escaping. So I figured that the direction predator would come from would be this direction, which is why I wanted the light shining in that direction. It's the same reason the trail cam shines in that direction. But now we're going to go over and check on the babies that are over there, because the camera over there is the one that... Let me plug this back in. I'm going to have to go chase down that chicken here in a minute. And she is not one that likes to be caught. Alrighty, the fence over here is plugged back in. I'm going to have to go chase that escapee chicken after I found my scissors. That's Mohawk. When we got her, she had a black streak down the center of her head, so she was Mohawk. Lola, don't chew on that. And I knew something had happened over here last night, because when I came out this morning, these two remnant Halloween decorations... Tabby, you're in my way. Move, buddy. Move. These two Halloween decorations were on the ground when they had been up there last night. So I knew something had happened. So I took and dang jerk busted my skeleton. So I was very interested in checking the trail cam over here. It was hooked up on this pole right here. It was hooked up on this trail camera right here, and it was pointed in this direction. And when I came out this morning and I turned the camera on to check it, there was video of me setting it up. There was video of the dogs. There was video of one of the other chickens when she escaped. She came over here. And then there was a video from 2:30 this morning, I believe. Several videos of a great horned owl. That bird was enormous. And I'm going to include the video footage right here so that you guys can see exactly what this was like. I'd heard this bird, or an owl, in the area, but I'd never seen it. And given the fact that there is a greenhouse and light poles and all of this stuff, buildings and bushes, I thought that they wouldn't risk coming and trying to hunt here, because there are so many obstacles. It makes it hard for them to land, snatch something, and take off. It was pointing in this direction. The owl. I saw the owl. And I mean, I was slack-jawed when I saw how big this bird was. So I'm going to include... Stinking little chicken. The video. Thankfully, I had also installed a motion detector light over here on them, and directly the area where that that owl landed. But thankfully, my babies are all okay. Hi guys. Hi Elsie. Hi Tex. Hi Butch. Hi Sundance. How you doing? Sundance, you turned into quite the big bird. Yeah. You're so pretty. Elsie, your Mohawk pompadour is fabulous. Butch, you are just epic. You are epically amazing, little dude. Epically amazing. And Tex is just beautiful. And beautiful, sleek black feathers. Just a gorgeous bird. Gorgeous, gorgeous bird. Well, I'm going to include the video footage here. I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions on anything else we should be doing. I'm signing off for now. I'd love to hear from you guys if you have any suggestions on anything we should be doing to continue to help protect our babies, because that owl, great horned owl, was very scary to see on the footage this morning.